Submission Radio here with Dominick Cruz, brought to you by Musashi, ahead of UFC 214. Dominick, you're here on the media day, and it's not really something that we see very often. It's kind of like behind the scenes. Yeah. And you walk in the room, a lot of the media people are like, hey, here's Dominick Cruz, he's here to do some research. A lot of people are really impressed that you're here doing this kind of stuff. So talk to us a little bit about that, because you've got the commentary role. A lot of people love the work that you're doing right now. Talk to us about some of this preparation that we don't really get to see behind the scenes.
Well, I mean, what I do is I just go and I talk to the fighters, and if they want to give me information, they can. This isn't like one of those things that I force the fighters to do. I'm not like, all right, I'm here with Fox, I'm here with Zufar, I'm here with WME. I'm not here with anybody except myself. So I'm here because, you know, a lot of times I think that my personality, my style could have shown through if you would have had a talk with me. You could have understood more about my fight style through just understanding things about me. So that's something that I'm looking to get into with these guys is, you know, a lot of ideas that come from the way that we fight come from our upbringing. And so if I know little things, little blurbs about these guys that they want their fans to know and the world to know, I'm looking for stuff that you can't say or see while they're fighting, you know? It's basics, all right? They throw 1-2, I'm gonna say they throw 1-2. But this is information that the fighters themselves want their fans to know about. Why they throw their 1-2 the way they do. Maybe they follow it with a head kick. Where did you get this style from? How come you like being in brawls? Where does that come from? Well, when I was growing up, I was always in the street, you know? You get different things like that when you actually talk to these guys and look at them in their eyes rather than talk to them on the phone. It just brings a different realness to it, I feel like, if I look at it.
You've been highly commended for your work as an analyst, and people know you as a great mind in MMA. Do you ever find that when you're speaking to fighters and sort of talking, like they're telling you their strategy, do they ever try and pick your brain? Do they ever ask you, like, what do you think about this? Is this the right way to go?
At first, it depends on the athlete. A lot of the fighters are super cool with me. Like, some of them, always the real heavy big guys, because I'm almost like, they look at me like we'll never see each other, so they're always super open with me, super cool. And they'll even ask questions. Mostly the bigger, heavier guys want to move more similar and ask questions about me, because if you can move as well as I do as a heavyweight, you're probably going to be very hard to deal with. It makes sense. It's why Muhammad Ali was so effective. So I get questions from them occasionally, but realistically, it's kind of a weird situation. When I go and meet fighters and talk to them, it's like they don't know how to feel about me. They look at me and they're like, what's this guy want? You know, like, I can remember, you know, interviewing some fighters in my weight class, and I really try to make it known to them that I'm trying to take myself out of the equation, regardless of where we are in the division. It's for them. Make it bigger than me. It's not just about me and if we fight and that person fights, but this scenario is for them in general, and I really try to put that out there for them if they want to take it. Some of them...
You've had situations where
some of them got nothing to say, you know?
Nothing to say.
Yeah, you just never know, like, how people are going to feel. Like, for instance, I got Aljamain Sterling and Brown here, and I'm gonna try to, you know, literally get some stuff that they might want their fans to know, and who knows if they want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, just last weekend, I'm sitting calling fights at the desk, and Jimmy Rivera decides, you know, to call me out after the event. Well, I'm just working. I'm just doing my job, you know?
Sure.
And it kind of puts me in a weird box, because am I professional Dominick trying to do my job for Jimmy Rivera and for the two athletes in there, or am I the guy that's going to beat the crap out of Jimmy Rivera when he asks me? Well, when he asks me, I'm the guy that's going to beat the crap out of him. But I'm also trying to be the professional guy, so it puts me in a weird box, in a weird position that really, who else feels this in any other sport on earth, where they have to talk about the people they compete against?
Yeah, it's a surreal situation, and you do such a great job. You mentioned your weight class quickly, because we know you're busy. We don't want to take up too much of your time.
Well, the fighters aren't here yet, so we got time.
He's a very kind man, Dominick Cruz. Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. People are trying to figure out what should be happening next. Garbrandt out with this injury. What do you think should be happening next in this division? How long should Cody Garbrandt have to come back? And should TJ Dillashaw fight someone else in the interim deal?
I'm gonna equate this to other people. Like Mike Bisping, he's already had an interim belt fought for, and it's been less time, or it's been less time than Cody's had. Cody fought me last, and I'm waiting to fight until he fights, because why not fight when the champ fights? It only makes sense, because I'm looking for the #1 spot. I'm next in line. TJ got the shot because I thought that Cody was going to fight right away, but I didn't know he was going to sit on the belt for a year. He had no surgeries. He had some injections. Well, you know, I had 75 injections per foot before I fought.
Wow.
And into my feet, just so I could go out there and scrap. But when you have a cut, when your knees are being cut open and you're having an actual surgery, I understand the time. But when you haven't had any surgery, what are you doing? Yeah. I get that you're hurt, and I wish the best, honestly, because being champion and being hurt is the worst thing ever. But do we have surgery? Are we moving forward? I don't really know a date, so I'm waiting on this guy to come out and fight TJ so that I can have a rematch like I asked for, like I deserve. And if, let's say, Cody's still hurt, okay, so be it. Let's fight for an interim belt. That would have been a year that you didn't defend it. Let's fight for an interim belt. I'll fight TJ for the interim belt, and then you rest up, get healthy, and then I'll fight you after that.
Have you spoken to anyone? Has anyone spoken to you about this?
I spoke to Shelby a little bit about it, and then you got guys up and coming who are at the who are lower in the division than me. Like I said, Rivera calling me out, but realistically, when he looked at me in the face on the interview that we did, he didn't have one thing to say about fighting me. So it's like you got guys that want to keep moving up in the division, but I'm also waiting on the champ to get moving. Why should I be fighting more than the champion when I was just the champion and I'm supposed to get my rematch? I want to fight the best, and that's TJ or Cody.
Yeah, what did you think? Because a lot of people have a different sort of opinion on Cody after the tough season with TJ Dillashaw. What did you think of the way sort of people perceive him after that show? What did you think of the way he was?
It doesn't matter how people perceive him. I mean, and I say this because I've been perceived so many different ways throughout my career. Like, he'll never come back. Oh, he's the best. Oh, he's not the best. Oh, like, it just goes up and down. So for me, I don't care how people perceive him. I really have no ill will towards the guy. I just want to beat him in these matchups. I want to beat TJ in these matchups. I want to be the best in the world. I'm here to compete, He got me on the last one. Let's do this again after I'm nice and rested, I had 3 fights in 1 year. He hasn't defended the title once in 1 year. So, and this is after I had ACL reconstructive surgery. Where you at, man?
Just quickly, time frame wise, when would you want this interim title fight with TJ Dillashaw to happen? Is there a certain time frame?
No. This is only if Cody can't fight him.
Yeah. Like, how much time does Cody have, in your opinion? Do you think?
A year's good, right?
Okay.
To have the belt for a year without surgery, I get it. If he gets cut, give him I don't know, a year and a half. I don't know how long I had, but I had 3 ACL reconstructive surgeries. I didn't have injections. There's 2 different things. They're 2 completely different things, and his is with his back, so that's a touchy area. So I hope the best for him. He's young, and this thing is hard, and this is part of being champ. Is not just fighting, but fighting while you're hurt. This is what it is when you're the best in the world. You got to get to work. You got to move, keep the division going. And if not, interim title. It happened to me. I understood it. When the interim title was fought for, I understood it. I hadn't defended it in a while. Okay, makes sense, And if I'm the best, I'll come back and beat the guy who has the interim belt and still be the best. And I think it's no different for Cody. Even if there was an interim belt, I think he would be perceived as, one of the top guys, but there'd be somebody right there who can compete with him and keep the division moving. No ill will towards the guy. I actually really hope he gets healthy, because it sucks being hurt as champ.
Well, well, we really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. We know you're getting ready for UFC 214, so we'll get into this media day, and again, we're excited to see what happens in the division next.
Me too. Let's do it.